This is Deepbook. This is one of the airdrops provided on Sui, and it performed pretty well. The airdrop was worth thousands of dollars now, so it was a nice payout. And in this video, I'm going to show you 5 more airdrops that have some potential. I don't know how much potential, but they do have some potential for early investors, early users. But of course, you're going to have to do your own research and perform your own risk assessment before getting involved. Now, this video is not sponsored by Sui, but I am an investor and I like the shirts because they're super comfortable. So I recommend getting one if you ever go to a Sui event. Now, if you go to other crypto events, you're going to notice a lot of shirts feel like sandpaper. And if a project isn't willing to invest in their shirt, they might not be willing to invest in a quality product. So that is another investing thesis I have for next year. We'll see how that turns out. I'm going to go long on shirts that are soft and short shirts that feel like sandpaper. All right, that strategy aside, let's jump in. Walrus Protocol. Now, this is a protocol being developed by Mistin Labs. That's the team behind the Sui blockchain, and they're creating their own decentralized storage system. Now, this decentralized storage system can run a lot of different things, and it is accessible by people using other blockchains. So it is not chain specific, and it has a lot of potential broad reach, and you can build a lot of cool things. Now, in this post, Adeni is not allowed to share alpha on incentives, which means there's going to be incentives for using the testnet. I don't know how valuable that could be, but it is really easy to get started, and it's going to take you less than an hour to potentially get a good airdrop. Now let's get started using the Walrus Testnet. Now there is a great tutorial by 0xJP. I'm going to leave a link to his tweet thread in the description because it's going to outline everything step by step, and we're pretty much just going to be going through all the steps he's already laid out. For the testnet, we're going to use the official Sui wallet. It's just compatible with everything, so that makes it easy, and we're going to have to switch over to the testnet. So at the top right, at the gear icon, we're going to change the network from mainnet to testnet, and we're good to go. And now we are going to need some Sui testnet tokens. You can see I already have some, but we're going to go to the faucet. So you can see here, step 1, stake your Walrus tokens. And to do that, we're going to need some Sui testnet tokens. So we're going to go to faucet.blockbolt.io. We're going to go to our wallet. We're going to copy our address, paste that in, give me some Sui. And in a second, we should have some Sui in our account. So right now we have 0.09. Let's see if that updates in real time. And we got 1 free Sui. Now, you're going to need more than that to convert to WAL tokens, so you might have to use the testnet faucet a couple times, and maybe you want to do that from different wallets or different IP addresses to make that happen faster. Because to stake to one of these storage nodes, you need at least 1 Walrus token, which is at least 1 Sui testnet token, plus gas fees. Now we can swap as much Sui to Walrus as we want, but to stake in one of the storage nodes, you need at least 1 full Walrus token. So we have 0.5 WAL and try to stake that. The minimum stake is 1 Walrus token. So you have to make sure you have enough testnet Sui, which is more than 1, to be able to stake to one of the nodes. And the easiest way to get more Sui testnet tokens is to use the faucet daily or from different IP addresses. So that's how you do that. And then once we have enough Walrus tokens, you can pick one of the different storage node operators. It's testnet, so it doesn't really matter who you pick. And then you can stake the Walrus tokens you have exchanged for. Now, I don't know if it matters how many tokens you stake, if that has any weight on your actual airdrop, but I would recommend just being active and try to use the platform and their multiple dApps. Moving on to step 2, upload a blob to Walrus. You can now upload your own blob to the Walrus network and experience decentralized storage firsthand. So then we would go to publish.walrus.site. You can see we don't have to connect our wallet or anything, and this is just to experience what you can upload. So we're just going to move on for now, and we're going to go to step 3, find your blob metadata on Walrus. Pretty much you can click the Sui object and it's going to bring you to a Walrus scan. Just going to move forward because you don't have to connect your wallet. This is more of an experience thing. Step 4, mint a Flatland NFT. So this is something we want to do. We're going to go to the link here, flatland.walrus.site. We're going to mint a new Flatlander. And we want to make sure our wallet is connected. So to connect your wallet, that's at the top left here. We're going to connect our Sui wallet, and we want to mint a new Flatlander. And that's why we want to save some testnet Sui and not convert all of that to Walrus tokens, because we need some Sui for the testnet operations. So we're going to approve that. And instantly we minted a new Flatlander. We can visit the site, but nothing's there. We haven't really uploaded anything to it, so nothing we can do there. But we did it, and we can move on to the next step. We can explore the world of the Walrus Testnet. I think this part might have a heavier weight on the airdrop allocation, especially with new projects, because breaking the ICE project gallery, this is 288 developers, 40 shortlisted projects, and 10 grand prize winners. So I tried out a couple of these. Some of them might not be working too well yet, but a lot of these projects allow you to use the Walrus decentralized storage system and create different products, NFTs, or services. Now, yes, as I mentioned, there are a lot of them, and your airdrop allocation might be dependent on how many you use and how often you use. We don't know. I can't officially say what the airdrop requirements are, but you do have a better chance of getting the most out of that airdrop by using as many applications on the Walrus Testnet as you can. The SuiPlay 0x1. Now this is a gaming handheld device that is to compete with the Steam Deck, but it allows you to play Web3 games as well. So you're not limited to the Steam store, but you can still play Steam games. So that is the benefits of the SuiPlay handheld device. But there's also airdrops. I think while it's still in the pre-order stages, you still get NFTs, but they're less valuable, and I don't know for how long that's going to be available. Now, the co-founder, Adeni, has confirmed that SuiPlay community rewards are gonna be happening, which means if you got one of those NFTs, if you got a pre-order in, that you're gonna be rewarded for it. So this is one of the easiest way to earn airdrops on Sui. Next up, Suilend, a lending and borrowing platform on Sui. Now this is the same team that did Suilend, which is now known as Save Finance on Solana, and they're building a lending platform on Sui. So they do have a reputation here. Now we should also consider that this could be a big airdrop because they are the third biggest platform on the Sui blockchain by TVL. So Navi, Cetus, those have both launched a token, but Suilend hasn't yet. Now in Suilend, you have to earn points for the potential airdrop, and to earn points, you have to borrow assets. So for example, if I believe Sui is going up long term, I'm gonna deposit some Sui. Let's deposit 5. This is a burner account. There isn't a lot of assets on here. And we deposited 5 Sui. Now when I did that, it also created this Suilend NFT. Do not get rid of it, do not burn it. This represents your assets on chain. You get rid of it, you lost your deposit. So just something to note there. And if I think Sui is going up, I would want to borrow a stablecoin. Now there are several stablecoins available: USDC, Wormhole USDC with the W, and USDT. We can see they all have different borrow rates, but the cheapest one to borrow is Wormhole USDC. So I'm going to borrow that one. Now, if Wormhole USDC collapses because of a hack on the Sui blockchain, Wormhole USDC is going to go low. And native USDC is always going to be worth $1. So worst case scenario, I don't want this to happen, but maybe, I don't know. If Wormhole USDC collapses, that token goes to 0. I have to repay a very small amount of value back. So I borrow $10,000, they go down 99%. I'd probably have to pay back $10 to get my assets back. So that is kind of wishful thinking, but I don't want that to happen because, you know, that's going to look bad on Wormhole. That's going to collapse a lot of different ecosystems. But if you are going to borrow an asset, that's the one you want to borrow. So we have some different tabs here. What I want to do is borrow some USDC. So we're going to borrow that. And as I mentioned, I believe in Sui long term. So I want to buy more Sui with the USDC I borrowed. So I'm going to reverse the assets here. I'm going to select this icon so it switches all the USDC into Sui. So we can either swap or swap and deposit. Now we did get a failed to swap message, and that's okay because we don't want to swap on Suilend. I know I'm talking about Suilend and this airdrop. It might look bad for the Suilend team. I'm sorry, it just didn't work right now in this example because we really want to do the swap on 7K AG. This is a Dex Aggregator on the Sui blockchain, and they're also having an airdrop. So we are going to swap our USDC for Sui. We're going to flip that around. So USDC is at the top. I'm going to select our balance so it populates the entire thing. I'm going to hit swap. We are going to approve this transaction, and we have traded our USDC for Sui. And if we look at our wallet, we're going to see drops. Now, I don't have any drops here because this is a test wallet, but these drops represent your points for the upcoming 7K airdrop. So you can see here in the leaderboard that we've earned 0.07 drops because you have to trade in higher volume to actually earn points. And then when they launch the 7K token, you're going to get an airdrop proportional to the amount of drops you've earned. So if you are going to do any swaps on Sui, you might want to use 7K Aggregator just to get up your trading volume to earn more points for their airdrop. Jumping back into Suilend, we have more Sui to deposit. So we're going to select Sui, and we want to deposit not the max, but less than that because we need gas for future transaction fees. So you want to be careful here. I'm just going to save a little bit, and we're going to deposit some Sui. Now watch this bar here. This bar is going to drop. I'm going to approve this transaction, watching this bar, and it dropped significantly. This shows your borrow limit. You do not want it to be over the threshold because it's going to liquidate your account. You want to keep this low because if the price of Sui drops, where this bar exceeds the borrow limit, then our account gets liquidated. So this has happened to me in the past. You want to be careful here, but to stay safe, you don't want to borrow too much from the platform. You want to keep this bar low. Right now, we're only earning 1 point per day. That's not a lot, but to earn points, you have to borrow more. The only way to earn points on Suilend is through borrowing from their platform. So the more you borrow, the more points you can earn daily, and then you can see who you're competing with on the Suilend points leaderboard. Next up, we have Typus Finance. Now, Typus provides a lot of different products that we can use for investing in crypto, whether we're long or short in different assets. Now this includes puts and calls that may be hourly, daily, or weekly. It can get pretty confusing, but they have the strategies area that kind of explains what's happening if you're doing a covered call, call selling, put selling, call spread. For me, that is a little too much to manage, but I like their Seifu side, where you can invest depending on your outlook, whether it's all weather, if you're bullish, you're bearish, and in different assets. Now, Typus Finance is a little bit of a wild card because their TVL is a little low compared to the other leaders in the Sui blockchain. So they have a TVL of 13 million, while the top ones are in the hundreds of millions. But that doesn't mean there isn't any opportunity there. We don't know how valuable their airdrop could be. It could still be very proportional, and if they gain steam, then that airdrop could be valuable. So to earn points for the Typus airdrop, accumulated points from depositing in vaults gets you 0.005 points per hour for every $1 deposited. Points are rounded down to the nearest integer, so they're not generous, they're not going to round up, and it does require a significant amount of capital to gain a lot of points quickly, or a little bit of capital over a long period of time. Now they haven't said when they're actually going to launch their token, so I don't know how long you have to gain points, but if you just wanted to get exposure to different products and earn yields without having to think about it, then they might have the product for you. I know we said 5 airdrops, but let's go for 6. Now Polymarket is the biggest predictions market available. It is on Polygon, and SuiMarket is the same thing, but on Sui. Right now they're having a promotion for the upcoming US elections where they're giving away 200 Sui to 10 lucky winners who participate on their platform, and their platform looks like this. There are different markets you can bet on for the presidential election, for the price of Sui, if Bitcoin's going to hit 100,000 in 2024, and more. Now, by participating in these different markets, you earn points, and that brings you to the leaderboard and the ranking system. Eventually, those points are going to be converted to a token in the event that they do an airdrop. There's no guarantee that they're going to do that or not, or when. So this is SuiMarket. All right, those were 5 different airdrops coming to the Sui blockchain. Good luck to you if you're invested. Things have been working out well for Sui. I'm very happy to be on board. And if you found this video helpful, you know what to do. And with that, I hope you got your full value for today.